Good evening, Daniel. Well, at least 5 police sources have confirmed with Fox 13 that the person killed is Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Big Jook is the brother of rapper Yo Gotti.
50. Another 50, that's 100. Yeah. 150. 150. 200. Yeah. 250.
Make sure I add it up. Add it up.
It's 300. That's a 50. It's 350. Shall I add this right there? It's 350. 390. That's a 10. 400. That's a 10. 410. 420. 430. 440. 50. 60. 70. 80. It's 230. And then it's right here. All together should be like 70.
Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. The older brother of Memphis rapper Yo Gotti has reportedly been unalived due to GSWs outside of a local restaurant in the United States of America. Now, this case occurred just about 24 hours ago. His older brother's name is Big Jook. Yeah, Anthony Mims. That is his real name, but aka Big Jook. And Big Jook, as a bigger brother, has been working very closely with Yo Gotti. So when this news first broke, I was doing some research on it. I wanted to be sure that it wasn't a hoax, but it turns out that unfortunately, Anthony Big Jook Mims has been unalived as a result of GSWs, which occurred hours after he and his younger brother, Yo Gotti, had just attended the funeral of a family member suspected to be an uncle. So when this incident occurred, people started asking questions. Why? Yeah, we all know they are in the rap game, the music game, and we know sometimes it gets a bit dangerous, but it's still important to establish why. Then speculations started flying around. Do you remember that in 2021, another American musician, a rapper for that matter by name Young Dolph, was also unalived in similar circumstances? Now, the rumor and suspicion by some people were that the unaliving of Young Dolph was actually linked to Yo Gotti and his brother Anthony Big Jook Mims. This is yet to be substantiated. And as it stands now, although there's a suspect in custody, the trial for the unaliving of Young Jock is actually expected to commence in March this year, 2024. Take note of this, because in my analysis, I'll be linking a controversial piece of perspective that people are presenting out there linked to this trial that is coming up. So the Memphis PD obviously had to also respond to the situation, because this happened in Memphis, just outside of a restaurant. And Anthony Big Jook Mims was just, he was a regular figure in the music world of Yo Gotti. So it was expected that he should have had some security and all. I don't know how that plays out as far as their line of work is concerned. But he wasn't alone actually. He was in the company of another man per the reports. But then this other man is still in a critical condition. But unfortunately for Anthony Big Jook Mims, he did not survive. Now, per the reports I came out with in my research, I noticed that the whole incident started around 4:15 p.m. on Saturday the 13th of June 2024. The passing of Young Dolph occurred also in January of 2021. So this is about 3 years ago. Now, if it's established that this is connected, then it would actually mean that the people behind this actually waited for 3 years when they felt that by now their targets would have let his guard down, thinking that everything had died down. That is how deep this could be. So the research didn't end there, because we will dig deeper to bring you the best. So we went on to find out what the Memphis Police Department had to say about all this. And the deputy chief of the Memphis Police Department, by name Chief Paul Wright, who has had about 34 years of service with the Memphis Police Department, said at a press conference that they are not yet able to establish a link between the passing of Young Dolph due to GSWs in that incident in 2021 and the current passing of Anthony Big Jook Mims, also due to an incident involving GSWs on his person. Because these are preliminary investigations they've started, so they are yet to establish that link, and also they don't even have a clear suspect at this time. It is worth noting, however, that the police have actually gotten a footage of the whole incident, and in that footage they've been able to identify a white Ford SUV fleeing the scene, and that is the SUV they suspect that the suspects used in perpetrating this crime. That's the SUV vehicle that they suspect the suspects pulled up in on Anthony Big Jook Mims and performed that incident on him. So they are still trying to locate this vehicle, but investigations are at an early stage. Now, at this press conference, they were also asked if they are able to determine any suspects as at now based on what they've been looking at, but they said that they are still analyzing the footages, and as and when there is any break, they will definitely come up and then let the public know. So it was then also expected that Gotti should come and speak on this. But at this point, one would ask, who is Gotti? Just in case you are not familiar with rap or hip-hop music. Now, Gotti is originally called Mario Mims. That is his real name. But then, upon entering the music scene, he changed his name to Gotti as his stage name. And he is the younger brother of the victim in this case. They have a record label where they have several signees like Glorilla, Big Boogie, and 10%, amongst others, including Muzi, Black Youngster, and all. So this is a well-established group, and it seems they've been making some money. You saw them in the beginning counting stacks of cash. But the question is still begging. Who was responsible for what has happened to Anthony Big Jook Mims? Before I even progress, please go to the comment section and type RIP Big Jook or RIP Anthony, or any way you would put your RIP. But then I'm sensing that there could be more to this, because during my research I noticed videos are surfacing where it seems that when Young Dolph was unalived in January of 2021, some people seemed to have been putting out threats aimed at Gotti and Big Jook. So as it stands now, the main narrative out there being pushed by some people is that maybe this is retaliation for what happened to Young Dolph. But of course, I leave that to the police to establish. But then there is a second conspiracy theory out there, which is not so popular, but I've seen some few people pushing that narrative. And this is what they are saying. According to them, they are of the view that the trial for the unaliving of Young Dolph was actually scheduled to commence on March 2024, just 2 months away. And in that trial, allegedly, Gotti and his brother, Anthony Big Jook Mims, are actually key defendants in that case, having been charged as co-conspirators who are financiers of the person who unalived Young Dolph in 2021. Now, according to the people who are pushing this narrative, they are saying that based on this, it suits Gotti to have his brother out of the scene, because his brother could actually end up implicating him during that trial. if his brother is to turn on him, then it's very likely that Yo Gotti could be going away to prison for life. Personally, I think that is a bit of a stretch because there is no proof that Anthony Big Jook Mims was going to, so to speak, snitch on Yo Gotti, where Yo Gotti might even consider going to such an extent. There is no proof of that. Well, that I know. I don't know what Yo Gotti knows. But I think that perspective or that conspiracy is too thick and too unlikely. But again, hey, you can't rule it out because sometimes people can surprise you. But as it stands now, I don't think that is a possible thing that might have been the cause of the unaliving of Big Jook. Mind you, the man who is also currently in custody as being responsible for the unaliving of Young Dolph is claimed to be associated with Big Jook. So it seems more like a retaliation thing than something that maybe Yo Gotti would have pulled as a chess game move to save his skin. I don't know. But what do you think? If you have any context to this I haven't touched on or any information on this that I haven't added, just let me know in the comment section. But hey, the world keeps getting more dangerous and more dangerous because it's reported that there were about over 100 people in this restaurant when this was done to Anthony Big Jook Mims. You know, anything could have happened to the others. Please, stay safe out there. Keep an eye out. The world is getting more dangerous. Catch you on the next one.